Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SUGCON 2019 India event. Today I have with me a very special gentleman. He's the Director of Operations at FuseIT, Mr. Duane Franklet. So let's go straight to Duane and ask him about his experience with SICON and Sitecore. Hello Duane, welcome to the show.
Nice to be here.
Thank you. So first of all, let's start with your company, right, FuseIT. What do you guys do?
So, we're based in New Zealand. Some of the Sitecore account managers will have been we've been around for 10 years with this product. We've actually been around since '92. But this product, our Sitecore product, is called S4S. It connects Sitecore with Salesforce. We've had it in the market for 10 years. We generally work with account managers at Sitecore very closely. We have a lot of customers in the States, so most of the account managers in the US will know us, but increasingly in Europe, Australia, and now in APAC, really everywhere. Companies are adopting Salesforce at a rapid pace. And so any of those customers who have Sitecore, they're a candidate for S4S. And we regularly give demos. We give personalized custom demos. We're on an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, so we are happy to, at odd hours, meet up with people via WebEx or GoToMeeting and talk for an hour and demo the product live and show. We'll show proof of concepts. We will show whatever really the client needs to see. And we do that every week.
Perfect. So let me just talk about the session that you just finished. So can you give us more information about the session, or a few highlights of the session for the people who missed this?
Well, so I presented a number of things. This is a technical conference. It's a user group conference. And so I wanted to be aware that we weren't, it's not really a sales pitch. And so while we used some of the things that we talk about, like who we are, right? What the product is, I included a section of tips, tricks, and traps with, so I had 3 real-world customer use cases from our customer base where I talked about ways that customers are using Sitecore and Salesforce to do things, real-world things with millions of records. And this was one of my messages across my whole presentation, was about scale. These are big companies. The United Health Group, 15th largest company in the world. There's 460,000 employees, right? So imagine how many Salesforce objects they have, right? These are customers who have Salesforce orgs with millions of objects. And so one has to be aware of that. When you go into an integration between Sitecore and Salesforce and you're talking about millions of objects, you have to be aware of the scale of what you're talking about. And I talked directly about comparisons between our product and Sitecore Connect, which is Sitecore's tool for connecting to Salesforce. It's part of DEF, the Data Exchange Framework. And it primarily does syncing. And so I wanted to make the point of difference between our product and Sitecore Connect, between syncing and what we do, which is real-time integration between the two systems. And there's a case for both, really. There's a case, it depends on what the customer wants. Some things you might sync. Some things you want to update them in real time. Almost all of our customers are doing forms. It used to be web form for marketers, now it's experience forms. I mean, we still have a lot of customers on legacy systems using web form for marketers. All of them are doing forms. They're sending this information to Salesforce. That's one of our strong points. So I presented all that.
That's great, Duane. So also one more thing was, I'm sure as a director you would have spoken to a lot of clients and a lot of opportunities that you have got from all around the world. So what do you think is one challenge that these days clients are facing, and why they would come to your space for business?
So I think complexity. Stuff's not getting any easier. It's funny, we live in a world where, it's incredible, right? Just what your smartphone can do, right? And yet, I'm in there giving my presentation, and to get on the internet, I'm sharing my phone as a hotspot, and I'm connecting to it from my laptop. And so it's like, we constantly raise the bar of what's possible. And I mean, Sitecore does this, Salesforce does, every piece of software does this, right? We're constantly adding features, and we're adding, so, you know, one of the Sitecore's big strengths for me is XDB, analytics, collecting analytics. I think Sitecore does a great job of it, and building up that database of what customers have done. So now, you know, at a conference like this, we get a little glimpse of the future. So we're talking about things like the universal tracker, and we're talking about using machine learning, you know, things of that nature. These really add complexity to what is out there. And for the customer who really doesn't know anything about Sitecore, doesn't know anything about Salesforce, they just know that they want this to happen. This is what we try to bring to the table, is making our little piece of it easy. Okay, so we provide you know, GUI-based mapping between fields. You don't have to write any code. You don't have to know anything about Salesforce. We go out to Salesforce, get the names of the fields, we present them in a GUI, you can pick them. So that piece of it is easy, even while the rest of the tech universe grows more and more complex.
So is this all automated, or do you have a set of implementers who sit on the customer side to do this?
So typically we work with a Sitecore partner. Almost all of our customers have a Sitecore partner. This is part of you know, us being around the world, but also because we're a product company. We're selling a product. We're actually not an integration partner. So we sell our product through a partner who is out on, you know, boots on the ground doing the implementation. And that would be the same here in India. That would be the same in you know, Europe. We always have a partner who we work with.
Perfect. Okay, coming to this event as such, SUGCON 2019. So what do you think is good about events like this? I mean, I know it brings a lot of people together and it's a great place for networking, but what are your thoughts on events like this?
Well, I'll say this just because it's funny. At this event, the food is the best at any, I don't know if anyone else would have said that, but honestly, you know, if you go out to these events, you know, it really sets a high bar, the food at this event. So that's great. Good food and good people. You know, obviously the meeting people and the meeting folks who we've only, you know, exchanged emails with, and you get to actually shake hands and say, hey, that's a great, really, it's worth coming just for that.
All right, so what is that one advice you would want to give to the younger generation who's getting into the corporate field as a director?
Yes. Well, so, you know, people ask me about certifications because in this...
Does it really matter?
You know, I would tell people it does matter. And this is the thing, you know, the exam questions are available online these days, right? So it calls into question, you know, is this worth anything? And I will say, we look at CVs. And if you give me a CV where the person has taken the effort to get the certifications, that person stands above the person who doesn't. So it still has value, absolutely.
It does matter, so get all your certification done is what Duane is saying. So anyways, thank you so much for talking to us. It was a pleasure talking to you, Duane. Thank you so much. This is Duane, and thank you.